Amira Learning couldn't be with us, so we've got another video to play. Please play the video.
Amira Learning's mission is to reinvent learning to read with AI. Reading is life's most important skill, and English is increasingly becoming the global language of business. Nearly 500 million people are trying to learn to read in English right now. But reading is a difficult skill to learn. In the United States, 2 out of 3 students are not proficient readers by age 10. It's time for a change. Meet Amira, the always-on, infinitely patient, highly trained, artificially intelligent reading tutor. Amira automates oral reading fluency assessments, provides real-time tutoring, and generates deep insights for teachers, parents, and others. Amira is built upon decades of research, licensed from leading universities. Amira is being used by leading school districts across America. We have a deep distribution partnership with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, the largest company in U.S. education. Perhaps the most important thing to know about Amira is that it works. In field trials with independent researchers, Amira performed on par with human certified tutors, and even better for English language learning students. Every learner deserves a personalized expert tutor. For less than the cost of a single hour of human tutoring, Amira fulfilled.
Okay, so another one that unfortunately we don't have any judges' questions for, so we will go to the next one, and I apologize in advance to the presenter because we made a mistake with his logo. That is not actually the logo or the correct spelling of the company name, so my apologies.
It seems to be the right one.
This is correct.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Robert Lyngman. I'm one of the founders of Sqore, and we are a digital student advisor. We're a team of 35 people in Stockholm, and we have a client base around 300 universities, in which FutureLearn is one. And we have been guided around a little bit more than 1 million students through our platforms. And just to give you a brief market overview of the higher education market, it consists of around 207 million students, in which of 4.5 million are international students, taking an even bigger decision to study abroad. 26,000 universities, and what we see here is that there's a big information asymmetry, meaning that students are taking the decision of their life on very poor or little information. And that's what we heard earlier today as well, that the education market is shifting. New models, new pedagogical ways, and new methods to train and to teach. And so the market will just become more and more difficult for a student to work on. So what we have developed is what we call a program matcher that guides the student in terms for seeing, is this a relevant program for me to apply to? And what we have seen is that by doing this and ensuring that we can feed the student with the right information, ask them the right questions, we can provide them feedback and ensure that they take a relevant.
Just a little bit, just a question on the product.
Yep.
Is it an API, and how does it function? How do you provide the service exactly, and who are the stakeholders on both sides?
So we work with both private universities and for-profit universities. For private universities, we work public universities and for-profit universities. So for the public universities, it's mostly that they buy into the process, where they're using our tool to ensure that the students are taking a well-informed decision. For for-profit universities, it's more that we provide leads and qualified leads for them to continue working on.
What are your figures of usage? How many students have used your product? How many universities are you working with?
So it's a little bit more than 1 million students have gone through the platform so far, and we are working with around 300 clients today.
And where are the universities based?
So we are based in Stockholm, Sweden. So we're working on the Nordic markets, but we work quite a lot in the Netherlands, France, some here in UK, US, and Southeast Asia.
been around for 4 years or so much. How do you see growth in the last years, or how do you expect growth?
It's taken some time, and it's been a challenge to find the right market fit. But now we see that we are scaling quite quickly.
Thank you. So we will move on to the next one, which is StudyCat.
Hello, my name is Mark Pemberton. I'm the founder of StudyCat. We make effective language learning solutions for kids. Our consumer products, Fun English, Fun Spanish, Fun French, Fun German, and Fun Chinese, have had 10.5 million downloads to date, with 4.5-star ratings in the app stores, and our YouTube channels had over 35 million views. Our mission is simple: to make language learning fun and effective for children. And why are we different? We have market-proven content. We have a team of in-house talent. We have recurring revenue streams through the app stores. And we have global reach. StudyCat is a truly global company, with our largest markets being the United States, Europe, China, Japan, and Southeast Asia. We're poised for some very exciting growth with our Fun English for Schools solution, which is recently launched in China. A blended product with books, apps, and a dashboard. In the future, we'll release Fun Spanish for Schools and Fun Chinese for Schools. At StudyCat, we believe in the connection of the home and the school market, and we think this is a big convergence coming forward in the industry. We believe in connected learning. We're established globally, we're market proven, we've got in-house talent, and we're poised for growth. We're seeking expansion capital for 2020. Thank you, we're StudyCat.
Are you able to share any statistics around usage metrics?
In terms of retention, engagement?
Retention.
The best way to answer that is that we've been in the App Store for 8 years, and we still rank in the top 3 for the key search terms, and we think that's a key part of the algorithm. We went to the subscription model in December last year, and our LTV is looking very good, and the churn rate's looking very good as well.
What's the pricing model and who's paying for it?
The consumer market, we're doing $7.99 per month in the App Store, so it's all run through the App Stores. We're in Android, Apple, and Amazon right now.
And how many active users do you have per month?
Active monthly users?
Yes.
We've got 250,000 active monthly users.
How much are you looking to raise in 2020, and what do you plan to use it for?
We're going to use it for marketing. How much we're going to raise, we haven't decided yet. Obviously, depend on dilution and where we see the opportunities, but we're looking to do quite a sizable round in 2020.
Which geographies are you targeting for growth going forward?
China, Japan, and the States.
Yeah. And you look like established company. How many people do you have in the team?
We've got 25 in the team. And we do everything in-house. I think that's one of our strengths. We do the game creation, we do the animation, we do everything in-house.
Are you all based in the same place?
Yeah, we're all working out of Taiwan. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. Okay, another one. Tech Kids Africa.
If everything remains constant in the next 10 years, Africa is going to have at least 1 billion youths who are not employed. This poses risk to increase in crime and poverty beyond what donations can support. It is for such reasons that Tech Kids Africa, an online and offline technology academy, exists. We add great value to existing education curriculums in schools that have not been revised for the past 50 years in Kenya. We train children between 7 and 18 years on creative design thinking, robotics, and software development. We look at challenges in Africa as opportunities for us to innovate around, then use technology as a tool to solve them. Then we expose these children to possible opportunities locally and internationally. We are creating the biggest online platform for teenage innovators and creative thinkers in Africa to connect with United Kingdom and other continents. This will create young business partners collaborating across the world. So far, we have reached over 10,000 teenagers in Kenya, some with complete projects, others in progress. We are asking for partners and investors. to assist us look for 500,000 euros to achieve our goal. Don't you want to be part of this? Like, seriously?
Okay, so again, no judges' questions, so we will move on to the next pitch, which is Insimu.
That each year 12 million people are misdiagnosed, and as the Asper model of patient safety shows, the most cases remain hidden. At Insimu, our goal is to reduce these numbers, make healthcare safer and more efficient through education. But why is it so difficult to learn all the clinical skills for students? Because physicians are responsible for human lives, and students, without any experience, they can't make their own decisions, therefore they can't learn from their own mistakes. So at Insimu, we created a safe virtual environment for them to help them practice their future clinical work diagnostics on an infinite number of virtual patients. Yes, because students can have lectures. They can see how doctors do their job in clinical rotations, but something is missing. They can't get involved and they can't learn from their own mistakes. But with our application, they just have to click, and we generate a virtual patient. Based on the symptoms, they can order any kinds of diagnostic tests that they could order in reality. And their chosen pathway is scored based on the correctness and on the cost and time efficiency. We already engaged 48,000 medical students, and we're currently working with our development partner, the University of Debrecen, on the university version. Our team of physicians, software developers came together to build an outline and help students to improve.
Could you speak a little bit about how you developed the simulations?
Yes, sure. So it's very important that we are unique because we don't develop cases individually, but we simulate diseases. We gather the evidence-based medical statistical data and medical literature. We use international guidelines, and we work with dozens of medical specialists in different fields. They gather the data, and with our algorithm, we can generate not real, but realistic virtual patients.
With how many universities are you working?
Yes, our official development partner is the University of Debrecen, is based in Hungary, but we work with medical professors from several universities, even from Harvard and Quinnipiac University from the US.
Could you tell us a little bit about the team?
Yes, my background is marketing, but in the co-founder team we have two physicians. One of the co-founder guy is a software developer as well, and we have another software developer in the co-founder team and two more software developers. But it's important that however, not all the physicians are in the core team because they work in the hospitals, they have real experience in the medical field.
How are users interacting with the platform?
Yes, the users use the application about 20 minutes per week, and they saw 8 patients per week.
Raul.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Raul Orejas. I'm the founder of Cerebriti. Research shows that when students begin school, their creativity levels are so high, we could consider all of these children creative genius. Sadly, this same research shows that when these same students finish school and they graduate, only one of them will remain creative. This means that our educative system is wiping creativity out of schools. And they're doing that our children, they're not creative and they're not prepared for the future. So that's why we created Cerebriti. Cerebriti is a solution created for students where we empower creativity by allowing them to create and share their own learning games in only 2 minutes and without coding. The idea is that students create those games, and by doing this, they will increase their motivation, their creativity, and their autonomy. So they will become more self-aware, and they will help them better to learn. Basically, this shows that through research, we have seen that they improve their results in every single subject, and 700,000 students are already learning with our platform every month, and 300,000 teachers are using the platform to learn, to play, and to create. And by this, we're getting...
Can you tell us about the team?
Sorry?
The team?
The team, we're 3 founders. I come from creativity, from marketing. The other founder is for CTO, comes from gaming, and the other is a PhD in economics.
How did you identify this as a problem to solve?
The creativity, the lack of creativity, is more the engagement of students. So, for example, I'm from Spain, and in Spain, 20% of our students abandon school before finishing school. So there's a lack of motivation, and that motivation is very related to the content that is given by the teachers or the publishers, but it's not generated by the students. So it was this lack of in the space.
What is your activity outside Spain?
We have 30% of our users in Spain and 70% in Latin America.
What ages is the product for?
So you can start from first school of primary to end of secondary school. So that would be K16, K15, something like that. Yeah.
And how much does it cost for the school?
How much
does it cost?
Does it, sorry? 25 euro per student per year. It's like a textbook. And we have 100,000 games in our platform created by the students.
And how many customers do you have?
So customers, we have 20 schools, like paying in that model, in Spain. And now we've launched the B2C model with an app for parents.
Good afternoon. A famous wise man from the neighborhood I grew up in once said these words: education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. And the story resonates with my own. I grew up in Soweto, and I was always interested in robotics, but my mother could never afford to get any for me because she was just a factory worker. And this is the story for a lot of African children. Luckily for me, I found myself studying aerospace engineering, and in third year I realized I could design and develop all of those toys I wanted to play with as a child from scratch. But the problem is, they were still too expensive, and this didn't make sense. This is where the idea for the low-cost educational robotics toy came about, and we've now created it into the CRSP Robo Kit. We started in 2016, late in the year, and already in that same year we won the award for the best social innovation in South Africa. And we've piloted for the last 2 years. Now we're ready to launch the product. Through all of this, we've actually seen very positive feedback from teachers through our user-centered design approach, and we've done all of this for less than £80,000 of funding. And this was all bootstrapped and grant funding. So please, I would like you to look at our partners, most notably being UNESCO, who have identified us as the only company doing this in Africa, producing a homegrown product that is contextually relevant for the African market. We are about to launch our seed funding round, and I welcome you to come help us on our mission to democratize education in Africa.
Could you tell us a little bit about the pricing?
The pricing. So our kits are modular, so they're like building blocks, so we have different kits. The cheapest kit starting at £20, and the way it works is you deploy in a school for around 20 kits, and then they're able to be reusable by different teachers. So your deployment cost is way less than even £1 per learner.
Can you tell us about your team?
Yes, so our team is made up of 3 founding members. Myself, an aerospace engineer, my co-founder, mechanical engineer. We worked on missiles and satellites in the defense industry. And we also have the third member who's a master's in educational psychology. And then we have 2 other interns at the moment who are mechanical engineers, like we're still very early on.
I don't know if I understood correctly, but you mentioned you were ready to launch a product, so the product is not.
So this is our prototype that we currently had and we're piloting with pre-launch. Now we've gone through a DFM process. We're speaking to suppliers in China, and we've already raised 20% of the funding that we're looking for seed funding. So we're here in Europe to see if we can get more investment, and this is our first equity fundraising.
How much are you looking to raise?
So we're looking to raise, based on dilution and all of that, we're looking to raise something between 600 and 750,000 pounds. And it's because we're a hardware-based startup running out of Africa, we'll be able to do a lot more interaction, and companies like UNESCO will be able to help us roll out into the rest of Africa through our hybrid social business model.
Bravo.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Raul Orejas. I'm the founder of Cerebriti. Research shows that when students begin school, their creativity levels are so high, we could consider all of these children creative genius. Sadly, this same research shows that when these same students finish school and they graduate, only one of them will remain creative. This means that our educative system is wiping creativity out of schools. And they're doing that our children, they're not creative and they're not prepared for the future. So that's why we created Cerebriti. Cerebriti is a solution created for students where we empower creativity by allowing them to create and share their own learning games in only 2 minutes and without coding. The idea is that students create those games, and by doing this, they will increase their motivation, their creativity, and their autonomy. So they will become more self-aware, and they will help them better to learn. Basically, this shows that through research, we have seen that they improve their results in every single subject, and 700,000 students are already learning with our platform every month, and 300,000 teachers are using the platform to learn, to play, and to create. And by this, we're getting...
Can you tell us about the team?
Sorry?
The team?
The team, we're 3 founders. I come from creativity, from marketing. The other founder is for a CTO, comes from gaming, and the other is a PhD in economics.
How did you identify this as a problem to solve?
The creativity, the lack of creativity, is more the engagement of students. So, for example, I'm from Spain, and in Spain, 20% of our students abandon school before finishing school. So there's a lack of motivation. And that motivation is very related to the content that is given by the teachers or the publishers, but it's not generated by the students. So it was this lack of in space.
What is your activity outside Spain?
We have 30% of our users in Spain and 70% in Latin America.
What ages is the product for?
So you can start from first school of primary to end of secondary school. So that would be K16, K15, something like that. Yeah.
And how much does it cost for the school?
How much
does it cost?
Does it, sorry? 25 euro per student per year. It's like a textbook. And we have 100,000 games in our platform created by the students.
And how many customers do you have?
So customers, we have 20 schools, like paying in that model, in Spain. And now we've launched the B2C model with an app for parents.
Co-founder of EdTech, Benjamin Vedrin-Cloquet, we have one more startup, which is Schoolap. So please welcome.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Hughes, representing Schoolap from the DRC, Republic Democratic of Congo. I'm pretty sure some of you've got in your pocket a part of DRC because there's a lot of mineral coming from DRC. So basically, can you make sense of it, of this picture? I can't. I'm sure you can't. Just imagine the authority in charge of education. They can't even make sense of that picture, which I should let you reflect on. So basically, here's come Schoolap, which is a platform which provide educations and make ease of access to education for the content, for the teachers and the students, which is very important because it impacts life. Basically, we have a population of 80 million people, so the school population is about 25 million. So we've made an impact by reaching out 90,000 students. And our business model is scalable because our country is the size of continental Europe, just imagine. So we are here to seek capital partner and or capital equity partners and technical partners in order to grow. Thank you.
Can you tell us more about your business model and the pricing?
Okay, basically the business model, the main provider, the main recipient are students and teachers, because the teacher provides the one-to-one, and the main customer, buyer is the state. And the state, the Central Educative Authority, they are in favor of the solution because we are the sole provider of the solution in the DRC. And the cost is very marginal. It's only $1.25. And imagine if we manage to reach like per year about 5 million. So basically we can fulfill our potential by reaching 20 million within 3 to 4 years.
Who else is the team?
The team is based in DRC. So we have developers and we are set to recruit more developers for the content solutions. And our solution basically it's offline. We also can provide the online solution, but basically it's offline simply due to the factor of the constraint of the internet access. It's no ease of access, basically.
How much traction have you had to date?
How much attraction?
Traction.
I mean the people accessing like the content. So far we got up to 90,000.